Well, hello everyone. How about an end of June 2025 garden tour? So we've got our planters along the trash enclosure. I do like the sunflowers. They got a little bigger than I was anticipating and they're kind of flopping. So I may not do container sunflowers next year. I'll look at some kind of an alternative. But I do love the yellows with the pinks of the petunias, and we've got some gomphrena there. In the middle pot, there's canna instead of sunflowers. Oh, we've got our hydrangea bed and our puppies and our cowbell from our previous home. I painted it to look like a Jersey cow because who doesn't love Jersey cows? Quincy is alarmed. What's the matter, Quincy? So as you come in here, it is time for me to find some time. It's time to cut back a few things, like this lamb's ear's done blooming and it's setting in new baby growth, so it's time to cut it back. We've got some daylilies, clematis, viburnums, a beautiful bench to sit on. That right there in the center is a limelight hydrangea, and more stuff needing cutting back here. Could probably bring the verbena down. That's the pretty purple wispy ones. These are sunny roses in the middle. And it's just about Japanese beetle season. And we've got salvia and catmint here in front. Again, both needing cutting back. I went on a little vacation and such and just haven't been able to keep up. I do hate, there's a little bit of flowers left and the bees are just buzzing, but it's probably time to cut it back. We've got sedum there, roses, sedums. These are red twig dogwoods and they have just gotten enormous. They're eating up my cedar tree, blue atlas cedar. That's all right though. In the fall they will lose all these leaves and have red twigs, and then you'll see the tree beautifully through there. Little seating area. We got some daisies, some artemisia, some Joe Pye weed, zinnias, daisies, lilies, contorted filbert here in the middle, red dragon. He has put some growth on this year. I'm very happy. And daisies, zinnias, lilies. Look at those lilies. Holy moly. So this garden is 3 years old now. Coneflower. I'm just going to pan back in this direction. There's Mr. Quincy. So 3 limelights, some lamb's ear, sedum, lilies, and these are Fire Chief arborvitae. You can see another container with sunflowers and petunias and periwinkle or vinca coming out. And then this bed I'm still working on. We call it the boomerang bed because it'll be boomerang shaped. So we've got, these are for sure 2 Bloodgood red maples. So they'll get like 15 to 20 high. And there's a hibiscus right here in the middle. And this guy is from one of our trees at the other house. He's kind of blends into the background. It's a different type. But if it's anything like the tree at the other house, it will be about 20 feet tall and wide. And then here's one of the bird baths with some incredible blush hydrangea, which are just done. They were a beautiful pink earlier. Little cardinal statue. Camellias there. This sedge is doing wonderfully. And this is an aerobin composter. We have been filling it in since November and it just keeps packing down. I have not removed any. It's not quite ready, but it's been an interesting experiment. A couple of the porch pots. You can see some of the porch pots up here too. I like these with the cannas and the petunias. Not too thrilled with the flopping of the sunflowers, but it's fun. And I do happen to really like this arrangement of sedums. I don't remember the names, but they are very pretty. So here we go. All right, let's head to the view the long border. So I call this whole fence line the long border. We have the pineapple bird bath for our birdies. I try my best to refill them at least once a day in the morning, and I have lots of happy birds. You can hear them. And then the girl with bowls bed. Jessie calls it the eye bed because it's shaped like an eye. Full of dahlias, sedums. This little shrub here is, I'll think of it in a minute, germander. So you can let it go like this and it will flower and the bees love it, or you can trim it back and it will grow like a little bitty hedge, like a baby boxwood hedge. Dahlias. I'm gonna fill in with more things. I'd like to plug some lilies in here. Get some of the empty spots. So there's just a riot of color all season. So that's that bed. More of the long border. Approaching the arch. Another experiment. I have 2 of these serpentine cedars to go up and over. So I will keep training them back and forth and hopefully they do well. They're awfully cute. And then we have the veggie garden. Jam-packed, jam-packed. Later this month, I also probably need to trim up the boxwoods just a little bit. They're approaching to where I want them. On this side, I want them to come like just under the light, I think. And then that little black fence will disappear. And the gate. This side's a little slower, but it's coming along. So we have some ornamental corn. And we've got kale, 2 kinds of chard, zinnias, corn. I was supposed to have beans, but it looks like only 1 bean is doing much this year. They were old seeds, like probably 10 years old. I need to just replace. Carrots, zinnias, onion, 3 kinds of tomato. In the back, you can see one of the espalier pears doing pretty good. The blueberries are under cover, so I've been able to actually get blueberries this year. And the birds. That's the veggie beds. And the mailbox, you've seen this, keeps my tools in it and my gloves. My things that I need to grab frequently go in there. Right down here's some nasturtium that I used to fill this spot in. It's a pretty flower. And heading back out, there's some Joe Pye weed and some hibiscus and hydrangeas, little lime. Probably some of this stuff is a little crammed, but as far as gardens go, it's all an experiment, and sometimes things don't do well and sometimes things do really well, and then you just move them around a little bit. A yellow rose, weeping cherry. There's a pretty lily. There's Mr. Quincy. Quincy, Quincy. And continuing the long border just toward the end here. Daisies, yarrow, lilies, verbena, black-eyed Susans. These ones I purchased. They're very well behaved. These ones I grew from seed. They're kind of wild and woolly. Get a little bigger. So we got Weeping the Blue Spruce there in the center. We've got an Indaba Shadare Acer, which is a weeping Japanese maple. Let's see. What else? 9-bark right there. Japanese black pine. We've got an eastern redbud clump, so it's multi-stemmed. Can you see the stems? I did prune in here a few weeks ago to kind of clear out the trunk because it was looking like just a huge overgrown shrub and not a tree. But once it gets big, it's going to have nice shape to it. And that'll get about 30 feet tall. Sedum in front. That is an frisbee golf goal. And here's some more of the border. Oh, let's take a look at the garden bed border. Some volunteer sunflowers there in the center. And we got some dwarf cherries with sedge. Got some spiderwort, spirea, rose. We've got some Augustaki in the back. And gold something or other arborvitae. There, that's that. The corn is enormous. Holly. And then this is crocosmia. Let's take a look at these. The hummingbirds love them. Aren't they beautiful? Like they're like almost like a flame. Beautiful. Some yarrow. This is a hope lilac. And a little bit of a zinnia bed that I put in here with a surprise daylily. I think that one is Happy Returns, the yellow there that you see. And then there's some dwarf zinnias in the front. That's so cute. And we've got some viburnum arrowwood shrubs, some grasses. That's a miscanthus grass. And then we have bee balm. Look at these gladiolas though. Beautiful. Bee balm. A very curious bee. Going back to his bee balm. Viburnum, these are Chicago luster. The leaves are shiny. I don't know if you can see, but they're shiny. Oh, we got some globe arborvitaes down here. More gladiolas. Oop, I should come stake them. Stand them up straight. Monarda back in there, some coneflower. A lot of this was started from seed here. And this is a little boy blue spruce. He will get about 10 to 15 tall and wide. With some grasses back there, with some miscanthus, and then there's some native blue stem, little blue stems. Yeah, viburnum. Look at the pretty blueberries. The birds will eat off those all winter. Crocosmia, liriope. Nope, Leatrice. Back in here's some butterfly weed. Coneflower. That bird bath needs cleaned. These are propagations from another plant over by the hydrangeas. And I literally just pulled them off and stuck them stems in the ground. And as long as you keep them reasonably watered for the first few weeks, they will root out and they've already grown. So I want it to fill this area here, and it will. Got various cone flowers here, some small ones up front, some tall ones in the back. And that's gold cone juniper. That gets about 6 by 5. Again, plants will have to move. That's okay. That's kind of part of the art of the garden. I'm not one of those people who can like completely easily visualize spacing, but I try. That's what I tried here, which is why it looks kind of sparse. There's that weeping the blue spruce. Here's kotobuki, Japanese black pine. We get about 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide maybe. And that might mean I have to bring the bed out just a little bit. That's okay too. Got some yellow coreopsis. In here we got some teeny baby little limes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And some spirea, a gold mound arborvitae. In the rocks you'll see there's some sedum every here and there growing through that I would like to drape down the rocks. Some are doing it. Hey, bunny. So that is the garden. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I love sharing this with you. And have a beautiful July tomorrow. Can't believe it.